developers, they will, rather than come to a town where they say, you've got all these hoops to jump through.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley. Mr. McKay?
There has not been an open public selection process for planning board members since 2005 in this community. Despite the fact that a number of folks, myself included, have offered our resume and indicated our interest in serving in that role. Last December, I requested that the planning board, or that the town board, open up the selection process, at least to the point of interviewing candidates for the position that was open last year. And 9 people submitted their resumes for that. There was no action taken to interview those interested citizens. I have spent a lot of time listening and watching and commenting on planning board actions since 1994, shortly after I moved here. I know a bit about the Stewart sighting, for instance. Edie Abrams, who you all know from the last 2 years of outreach and education in this community, she and I met trying to get Stewarts to upgrade their design, the building that is now down on Route 85 near Olson's and Emma Cleary's. What Stewarts came to this community with, and what my sense at the time the planning board was willing to accept at that point in time, was the same Stewarts that you see in 285 locations all over New York State and Vermont. I think our town deserves better than that. We need to talk together and have the planning board on board with us in an effort to enhance the design and planning in this community and not just take what is offered. If Stewart's is upset that that took longer to get a better design out of them, well, then that's what New Scotland deserves. There's been accusations that NS4, which I helped co-found, is a special interest group. We do have a special interest. The special thing is New Scotland.
Thank you very much. You have an opportunity in this town to recompose our ethics committee. How will you take this opportunity to improve upon the committee and the ethics code? We'll begin with Mr. Branch.
Well, we've already undertaken that charge. We had a situation that came up that caused us to look into where we stand with an ethics code. We found that it was sorely lacking at the time. Quite frankly, Councilwoman Neary has initiated that, and we are in the process of going through other towns' laws and trying to, find out what's worked for them, what's not. Our legal counsel to the town board has discussed this with their counsel to see where the holes have been for them. It's very important that it's designed for us, but has worked elsewhere too. And so that has been initiated. It's very important. During that situation that arose a year or so ago, where we needed to look into what our ethics law was able to address, there was a lot of things that came up that, through some research, we found that, well, this isn't really a problem, or this is, and again, by doing that, we found ours was sorely lacking, so we're in the middle of that process, so there's not much else we can do but get that done.
Thank you very much, Mr. LaGrange. Mr. Stanley?
Everybody likes ethics. It's kind of a shame that we even have to have an ethics committee. I'm more of a kind of guy that thinks that everybody should have their own ethics. And I think, unfortunately, we have some people that have kind of clouded their vision on being ethical to get to means to an end. I think you should mean what you say and say what you mean, and that goes a long way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley. Mr. McKay?
I think it's clear that the ethics law in town needs revision and update, and I'm glad the town board has pursued it. And it's one of the issues that there is important work by local government that we have been distracted from because of the tax issue, which is why we want to get a size cap in place to take care of that, move on, move forward. But in regards to the ethics law, there are going to be conflicts. We need a law in place to address them. There are certainly entanglements on the current town board and planning board regarding the mix of service to the community, business and property interests in town. And an ethics law, I think, would really help address that. I'll be more specific. We have a sitting town board member whose husband serves as planning board attorney. I see a conflict in that. I hope the ethics law addresses those things and prevents them going forward. I think as a town board candidate, I come into this position quite conflict-free. I own no property in the commercial zone. The only property I own in town is my residence on New Scotland South Road. I have no business interest in the commercial zone, no business practice that would ever benefit from activity in the commercial zone. So I agree with Tim. The responsibility, the measure of responsibility is on the person themselves, and I present to you tonight that I serve as a town board member in a position of great respect for my ethical responsibilities in that regard.
Thank you very much, Mr. McKay. Ms. Robinson?
The town currently does have an ethics law, and as Doug alluded to, there are some problems with it. The main problem with the ethics law is that the ethics committee in our current ethics law is made up of the town board, and that is illegal. The town board cannot sit as the ethics committee and have a hearing. That was the main reason that this all came about. It's being revamped, and in so doing, the town board is looking at some other changes to the ethics law, which I think are needed. We do need a panel, a committee that can hear hearings if an ethics situation comes up. It needs to be a biased personnel made of people who aren't employees of the town that have no interest. I think first and foremost what our new ethics law, when it is created, should indicate that there has to be disclosure from everyone in the town. All town elected officials, all people sitting on town committees must disclose any conflict they would have doing business in the town or with a contractor for the town. Whether the committee is an advisory committee or not, I think disclosure is the utmost importance. I think one addition to the current ethics law should say that no officer of the town or appointee of the town who sits should be an officer of any of the political subdivisions of our town, Republican chairman and Democrat chairman, because that's how we seem to be mixing politics in with good government. I'd love to see that. I know there are town laws in our locality, town ethics laws, that have a provision like that. So absolutely, an ethics law that's updated needs to be done. A proper ethics committee needs to be created, and I think disclosure should be primary in that ethics law for, again, all town employees, elected and appointed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This next question has to do with the disclosure. In the last 6 months, have you, the candidate, or anyone else associated with your campaign, or running mates, to your knowledge, had conversation or correspondence, including emails, with the owners or representatives of the Bender Melon Farm or the owners or representatives of Sphere Development? If so, please describe those conversations.
No. Oh, wait there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Mr. Stan.
No.
Fair enough.
You have a minute 50 left.
No.
Thank you very much. Mr. McKay?
No, I have not.
Thank you. Mrs. Robinson?
I have had a couple of telephone conversations with Maura Montalessi, the attorney for the Bender Melon Farm. She is a real estate attorney who I've dealt with over probably 10 years. We have had closings together in the last 6 months, so I've talked to her about that. Has the Bender Melon Farm come up? Only in the respect that she's wished me luck and thinks I'm out of my mind. I did talk to her just recently about the cancellation and release that the Sphere Corporation signed for the contract. I was talking to her about a closing we have coming up, and she indicated to me that they had signed a cancellation and release. In terms of Sphere, the last time I saw anybody from Sphere was at a town board meeting, I think in the spring.